You're not going to believe what we've got today. So get comfortable, smash that like button, and let's jump right into it. Because in December, Foxborough hits that point where teams stop pretending, and you find out who's built for this. Two key pieces in the secondary have been hanging by a thread all week, and they're still telling everyone they'll suit up. In the middle of the defense, the voice that keeps everyone aligned might change hands, and that can swing everything against a deadly offense. And there's a market rumor floating around involving a rival's playmaker that could flip this backfield conversation upside down. So here's the question. Do you trust this defense in prime time? Here's the part people forget about December football. It's not just scheme, it's survival. And when the week starts with two essential names disappearing from practice, every fan feels that cold punch in the stomach. Marcus Jones with the knee, Carlton Davis with the hip. Wednesday and Thursday, nothing. Silence. And you immediately start thinking, how is this secondary supposed to deal with Lamar Jackson under the lights? But then Friday comes, and both of them are back out there. And it wasn't some token appearance just to check a box. It felt like, I'm pushing because this one matters. And honestly, the most important thing wasn't the questionable label. It was what came out of their mouths afterward. Marcus, straight up, I'll be out there. Davis, just as firm, I'm good. That changes the entire vibe heading into Sunday night because Jones isn't just a corner. He leads the team in passes defended, he's got 3 interceptions, and he flips field position as a punt returner like he's changing the temperature of a game. And Davis brings size, experience, and real value in those one-on-one moments, tied near the top of the team in pass breakups. Now take a breath and think about what this means. Without Robert Spillane, the leading tackler, this defense already loses a heartbeat. If you also lose Jones and Davis, it becomes a gamble against an offense that isn't normal. You're dealing with Lamar, who stretches plays until you lose your mind. Derrick Henry, who turns 2 yards into 5 just by refusing to go down. And Zay Flowers, who lives off separation and punishes one bad angle. One communication bust and it's 6 points. This is where the Patriot way has to show up, and I don't mean it in a cheesy way. This isn't playing through pain for a movie script. It's understanding what's on the line, prime time, a statement opportunity, and a chance to remind the league that New England is not rolling over. Baltimore is going to test those guys early, first drive type of stuff. Heavy run to measure contact, play action to hunt the deep shot, quick game to see if that knee can drive and change direction. If Jones and Davis are truly ready, the whole chessboard changes. You can disguise more, you can pressure more, you can force Lamar to hold it for an extra half second. And in this league, half a second is the difference between a highlight and a punt. But keep that in your head, because the next layer is about the brain of this defense. Who's making the calls when the noise gets real? While we're still processing that fight on the back end, the heart of the defense is dealing with a quiet but massive shift. With Spillane out, it's not just one less tackler, it's the on-field commander stepping away for the night. And against Baltimore, communication isn't a luxury, it's oxygen. That's why when Mike Vrabel points to Jack Gibbens as the guy wearing the green dot, he's telling you a lot without turning it into a headline. Gibbens isn't the flashiest name on this roster, but he's the kind of player Vrabel trusts without hesitation. And in December, trust is currency. This is the same coach who once labeled him Dr. Gibby, because the guy lives in the film room, asks questions nonstop, and wants every adjustment to make sense. Now look at the pressure. Sunday night, crowd roaring, Lamar changing things late, and it's Gibbons who has to get everyone lined up, calm, and on the same page. His stat line isn't built for commercials, but it tells you he's steady. Tackles, tackles for loss, a couple hits, passes defended. Nothing wild, everything functional. And here's the key. When he wore the green dot recently, the communication wasn't the issue. The issue was execution. And Vrabel's message was simple. Get off the field on third down, find turnovers, and when they hit the red zone, make them kick field goals. That doesn't depend on one guy calling the play. That's 11 guys doing their job. What should get Patriots Nation's attention is the fit. This defense wants to play more aggressive, more downhill, more athletic. You need linebackers who can run, trigger fast, and still hit like it's December. Gibbons fits that mold. Against Derrick Henry, nobody stops him alone. You slow him, you rally, you gang tackle. And to do that, everyone has to be connected. And the locker room piece matters too. This is an undrafted guy who has been cut before, now leading the defense in a game that can shape the rest of the season. That hits a team right in the chest. It tells everyone, it's not about your hype, it's about being ready when the moment calls your number. If Gibbons keeps things organized under pressure, you force Lamar to think just a beat longer. And one beat, just one, can turn chaos into a sack, a tip, a takeaway. Hold on to that, because now we shift to the offense. And this is where the conversation starts getting loud in the best and worst ways. Because if the defense is about survival, the offense is suddenly about ambition. The Patriots have made real strides through the air this season. Drake Maye hasn't just looked promising, he's looked like the guy, and that changes everything around him. Stephon Diggs has been one of the most impactful additions you can make, period. Keyshawn Butte has turned into a legit deep threat. Mac Hollins gives you versatility and effort snaps that matter. Hunter Henry is tracking toward one of the best seasons of his career. But here's the uncomfortable truth. When the game gets tight, the backfield hasn't consistently been what it needs to be. Yes, it's gotten better lately. Tre'Veon Henderson has injected juice. Since that Browns game, he's been a problem. Explosive, decisive, ripping off chunk plays like the defense can't catch up. 2 games with 145-plus yards isn't a fluke. Even Ramondre Stevenson has flashed efficiency at times when the run game is clicking. But when you zoom out across the season, the pattern is clear. In the Patriots' worst offensive performances, the ground game was a big part of why. Short gains, second and long, predictable sequences that put too much on the quarterback. That's why you're starting to hear the bigger question around Foxborough. Can this team make a playoff run without a more reliable, more dangerous run game? Henderson and Stevenson are both under contract, but Stevenson's number is significant, and the business side starts creeping in. Restructure talk, trade talk, decisions that will spark debates in the comments immediately. And that's where the rumor that messes with people's heads shows up. Breece Hall. It sounds like a pipe dream, I get it. But the idea is simple. If you can add a back who runs, catches, and creates mismatches, you raise the ceiling of the entire offense. You protect your young quarterback. You make play action deadlier. You turn red zone trips into touchdowns instead of field goals. Now, let's be real. The Jets aren't clueless. They know what Hall can be. And their identity points toward leaning into the run game, not shipping away a talent like that. So nobody should treat this like a guarantee. But even the fact that the conversation exists tells you where New England's mindset is heading. With Drake Maye ascending, you can't ask him to carry everything. You need balance. You need clock control. You need the ability to punish defenses that sit back and dare you to be patient. Imagine this offense with a truly dominant run game. Cleaner third and short, more 2-minute drill flexibility because defenses can't tee off, and explosive opportunities off play action. That's how you stop being interesting and start being dangerous. It's not reality yet, but the Patriots are clearly thinking bigger again. And speaking of reality, there's one more factor that could swing Sunday night. Baltimore isn't exactly walking in perfectly healthy either, because games like this aren't just decided by who's strong, they're decided by who's bleeding less. And Baltimore has a situation that matters a lot. Kyle Hamilton, one of the anchors of their defense, showed up late on the injury report with an ankle issue and is listed as questionable. And that's not some minor footnote. Hamilton isn't just a safety, he's a chess piece. He can play deep, he can drop into the box like a linebacker, he can close space against the run, and he can threaten blitz looks that force quarterbacks into quick decisions. He's on the field basically all the time when he's active. And earlier this year when he missed a game, Baltimore's defense got exposed in a big way. That's the kind of impact we're talking about. Even with him, the Ravens' defense hasn't been the same brick wall we associate with that franchise. They've given up yards, they've given up points. They've had moments where teams found soft spots and kept moving the chains. Now, if Hamilton isn't 100%, you better believe Drake Maye will test that. Modern passing games don't show mercy to a limited safety. Crossers, seams, play action, quick reads, one slow step, and the middle of the field opens up. And before anyone twists this, nobody is rooting for injuries. This is about understanding context. December football is brutal. The Patriots have their own list of question marks. Landry, Jones, Davis, Barmore. guys who could swing matchups snap to snap. So what this becomes is a battle of depth, preparation, and mental toughness. Who adjusts better? Who settles faster? Who handles the moment when momentum flips? And here's the quiet edge New England can lean on. The pressure is on Baltimore. They're at home, in prime time, fighting for position, and they know a slip can snowball. The Patriots? They're walking into this with nothing to hide and everything to prove. And historically, that's when this franchise is at its most dangerous, when the outside world doubts and the locker room tightens up. If Hamilton is limited, the Patriots can attack the seams